Welcome to a brand new episode of the Malaga Insiders. My name is Chris Marquez, and I think Malaga has turned the tables for this week. So we have going to have a very different episode than the past three episodes we had. Something new on the episode as well. There's a new face. His name is Callum Gordon. Welcome, Callum.
Thank you for having me, Chris. Pleasure.
Before we get into Malaga, let's talk about you. Where are you from? How long have you been a Malaga fan? Are you a Malaga fan?
Yeah, I'm Callum Gordon, 39. I have been a Malaga fan since probably around about 2006. We used to holiday with my parents in Medina every year for the same 2 weeks. Every year it was a timeshare. So Malaga became a big sort of thing for us as a family. We would always travel from Medina into Malaga. We'd go and see the stadium. We'd get the photos. We'd be on the pitch. This is like when it was the old stadium as well, before it was obviously rebuilt. And just lots of great memories, and just continually followed along and became a Malaga fan on the way. So yeah, it's a real pleasure to be on your show. Thank you.
Yeah, well, the only thing I can ask myself is what did we do wrong in this world to get all the Scottish people joining us? After all, now it's Caleb. I
Yeah.
don't know what we did wrong. Where are you from in Scotland?
I'm from, probably easier to say Edinburgh, but just outside Edinburgh. So maybe 9 miles outside Edinburgh. So not too far from the capital, but it's, yes, Scotland, Chris. Nothing exciting to really write home about. It's
It's a
right now
very
it's,
country, if I'm
yeah.
honest. I
What's
think it's
that,
a very
Chris?
nice country. I think it's a very
Yeah,
nice Scotland.
I think a lot of people like when you're from it, you don't really appreciate it. I will say that. There's, don't get me wrong, there is lovely parts of Scotland. I've not really explored them that much. I just tend to stay in my own wee base. But as I say, Chris, we're now at the point where we're coming into winter. It's getting colder in the mornings. Dark nights are coming in. We're certainly not getting the weather that you're getting anyway. So jackets are on, woolly hats are on.
But I think Edinburgh is like holiday spot number one or city like for weekend travelers or midweek travelers. It's one of the most important cities in Europe.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, where I work, I'm a greenkeeper, so I work on a golf course, and the golf course that I work on, the amount of tourists we get coming to that golf course, you can see that Edinburgh is a very popular destination. Americans, Canadians, obviously other parts of Europe as well. So there's obviously something that brings them. It's certainly not the weather. So there's
No.
obviously something else that brings them. So
What did you think of Malaga so far this season?
uh, I think from the start of the season, I think just obviously listening to previous episodes that you guys have alluded to, that the performances, they've not been bad, Chris. But the biggest problem is we've not looked like scoring goals. I think personally we lose goals at silly times. You know, late in games when we're maybe about to get a draw or potentially getting a win, and it's a late goal that we concede. But I just think that the biggest issue for me was creating chances. They didn't look like scoring many goals. You
Yeah.
know, if somebody scored it against Malaga, then you were very, very reluctant to think that Malaga was going to score two.
Well, also
And
injuries, of
yeah,
course. Injuries have been a big factor
yes,
this season so far.
yeah, the
But there
injury
are
list is,
injuries. We have a lot of injury news. Some of it is good, some of it is bad. But before we go to the news section, we're going to review um, the match against Deportivo last Sunday night in La Rosaleda, where Malaga was back to winning, and it wasn't a 0-1 or it was a 3-0 win against leader of the table Deportivo La Coruña, leader of the table at the time, because with their loss against Malaga, they're not leader of the table anymore. Um, Malaga started pretty well. A new name, a new face who made his debut. I think we spoke a lot about him when he played for Atlético Malagueño, and his name goes by Rafita.
yes.
Were you surprised seeing Rafita on the pitch?
No, not by going by what I've seen on Sunday. Very, very good player. very good, uh, very good attacking player. I mean, made a big difference. I just think generally watching Malaga on Sunday, it was like where's that performance been all season? The positivity, the wingers getting their fullbacks one on one, taking them on, the quality in the attacks, and yeah, just like getting bodies forward, Chris. You know yourself, like if you're getting bodies forward, you're giving yourself more of a chance to create goals. I seen there was that early in the first half, first 10 minutes, there was 7 players deep in the Deportivo, half of the pitch.
Yeah,
Now you're going to create chances by committing more men forward. So it's no surprise that we were scoring goals, we were on the front foot. The press was I was really impressed with the pressure we were putting on, their back line. Yeah, it was a very, very good performance. And the standard for me has now been set.
yeah. I don't know if the standard is set, but I think Malaga have shown that they have a strong defense throughout the season and throughout last season. Not many changes in the defense.
Yeah,
Montero joined, but I think Malaga has a very stable defense, and with Jeremiah on the top for Deportivo La Coruña, he's like, I think he's the top player in Segunda, and I think
yeah,
Malaga managed to get him, and later also they brought in Stoichkov, also a very, very dangerous player. I
yes,
think Malaga or Deportivo had no chance against the Malaga defenders because they were on spot, and I think that changed the match. I will walk you through the goals and through the important things in the match.
yeah,
Because after 9 minutes already, Chupete got an assist by Joaquin Munoz after Joaquin made a run down the wing and crossed it. So that was the first one.
yeah,
In the 32nd minute, Chupe got his second goal. Through pressure and turnover from Deportivo, he capitalized on a defensive mistake. And it was going to be a bit nervous when Deportivo scored a goal because they had a goal by Eda Chaudi after halftime, but it was disallowed by VAR because of a foul on Diego Murillo. Did you see
yeah.
a foul in that? Was it a foul? Wasn't it not?
I think it was a foul personally. Just the way his hands came across. It wasn't just like it was a forearm or a slight hand. It was an elbow, and it was, it did come from there up towards his face. So me personally, I think it was a foul. Obviously a goal came from it, so VAR was going to look at it anyway. I just think anytime you lift your arm towards an opponent's face and you make connection, I just think the VAR's going to pick it up, regardless of whether the referee thinks it's a
Yeah,
foul or
but
a penalty or not.
for me, I agree on that with the lifting the arm. But the thing is,
Yeah,
he doesn't seem to hit him,
yeah.
and that's a bit where I think,
That's a black and white, isn't it? It's like at what point if you lift your arm, but obviously going by the Malaga defender's reaction as well, he's went down holding his face. So it's the minute that the play's stopped and VAR looks at it, that's going to get disallowed, Chris. VAR's going to disallow that 10 times out of 10 for me, unless, I mean, didn't get me wrong, we've seen some really bad refereeing in the Segunda, so it wouldn't surprise me if, there was VAR officials that would win. But me personally, I think it was a foul.
and then of course the goal after 49 minutes, which I think was
Yeah,
very important because it came just after the goal La Coruña scored, was Rafa's goal again. Rafa, who's been important. He's not even a
yes,
striker. He's a midfielder who has a great goal average at the moment.
yes,
It's amazing how also a player from Atletico Malagueño. It's amazing how important he is. And
yeah,
stolen ball in the midfield. I think by Chupete, I'm not sure. Then drove into space and finished low past German.
yeah. It was a lovely little flick from Chupi as well, the little back heel.
Yeah,
I think the quality, the 3 goals from Malaga they were high quality goals. The first goal, Joaquin driving down the wing, taking on his man, a lovely little cutback right side of his foot, and Chupete in the right place at the right time. The second goal, obviously, Chupete wins the ball, breaks the Rafa played him in. Even like, just the finish from Chupetti. The
Yeah,
finish past the keeper. And then obviously the third goal, the back heel, Rafa's driving in and a lovely finish across the goalkeeper. I think the standard, the all three goals for Malaga was really, really good, Chris.
I think, well, if we have to sum it up, Deportivo tried, or Malaga showed intensity early
Yes.
from the wings
Yeah.
with Joaquin Munoz and David La Rubia, and their pressing disrupted Deportivo's build-up.
I don't want to forget Herrero's performance. I think he made some really, really important saves. After the first goal, a
Yeah,
couple of headers from corners that could quite easily have been goals. But Herrero, for me, made two or three really, really good saves. And like you said as well, Chris, the defence was solid.
yeah.
Like Deportivo could have been playing there till Monday and probably still not scored. But I
I
just
think
think that yeah,
I think for the first time this season we've seen Einar back in the form he can play.
yes,
Einar was really, really good. Another player that stood out for me was Juanpe.
yes,
Also played a very good match again. More players who stood out for me. Joaquin Munoz, of course.
yeah, he's very good.
I think with him back, you can see the difference that we are getting more dangerous with him
Yes,
on the pitch.
Larubia looked more dangerous. Had a couple of
Yeah,
chances. You get cutting
yeah.
from the right, had a shot on target. And do you think that the fullbacks linked up really well with the wingers as well, Chris? That sort of the two right and left back linking up with the right and left midfielders was a good partnership. We've seen sort of good combinations from them going forward. And
I think as well. I think Danny Sanchez is always brings a lot of
yes,
fighting.
yeah,
Important. Also played a very good match. I think everybody
yes,
played a solid first half, and I think
yes,
everybody played a solid second half. I
yeah.
think for the
Well,
first
yeah,
in 90 minutes, I don't know. I saw the Malaga I want to see.
yes,
I mean, of course, a team like Deportivo with players like Stoichkov and Jeremiah will always
yes,
be will always have their chances.
yes,
But I think Malaga hold on very well and defended well, attacked well. I think defense closed the gap towards the midfield very well, and I think the midfield also put down or searched to join the attack
yeah,
in being important there as well. So I think a big win, a very
yes,
important win as well. Most important, I think, for Pellicer, but maybe we will talk
yeah,
about that a bit later.
yeah.
Um, I think that's a dream debut for Rafita, isn't it?
You're not going to get much better a debut than that, Chris. At home to the league leaders, they've not lost a game this year. So no, like you alluded to, the quality that they have in their team. If you're bringing a striker like Stoichkov off the bench, who's proven in the Segunda that he can score goals, and we nullified them, like we said, Herrero made a couple of good saves, but you expect that you're going to have periods in the game where a team like that, there's too much quality in the Deportivo team for them not to create chances. So for Malaga to restrict them to quite little and look so dangerous going the other way, I just felt the midfield they were picking up second balls, they were winning their battles, and I just think that we were ruthless at the right time. When they got chances, we probably could have had more, Chris. But on the counter in that second half, there was a couple of chances that if we had just made the right decision, you're maybe talking you could have maybe got another couple of goals there.
Yeah, probably. I think Malaga played very well.
Yes,
After the match, Sergio Pellicer always goes into the press room to give a little
yeah,
press conference, and he said something very strange there. Because after the match against Deportivo, Pellicer said in the press conference, after he was asked about the situation, of course, because
yeah,
during last week, I think every Malaga fan, all the media, everyone spoke about his position as being
yeah,
the manager.
yeah.
He said that he didn't receive any messages during the week from Jose Maria Munoz or Kike Perez, but in case something would happen, the press would be probably know this before him.
Mm. Do you
So
think he's
that was
alluding to? Do you think he's alluding to there's maybe a leak within the club that would maybe be leaking information behind his back to the media?
well, according to Merchan, after straight after the match, I was listening to them of
Yeah.
Malaga. And he said that Jose Maria would have leaked to another media company that Pellicer would be sacked if he would have lost against Depor.
Wow.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. We will get to back to it because in yesterday's press conference he also said something. But I think it's time to go to the news section
Yes.
and and another win. So continuing on the Pellicer and Jose Maria Munoz, the financial administrator,
Yeah.
soap this week. Um, Yesterday, no, today in the press conference, in the preview press conference towards Leganes, Pellicer said that he has spoken this week with Kike Perez, Jose Maria Munoz, and Loren Juarez, and that they had a good conversation. And the three of them will travel to Leganes with the team to be there with the team when they play this Sunday at 2 o'clock. And he also stated that he will leave Malaga when they will be back in Primera División or close to be back in Primera División.
Interesting. Does he feel? Do you think he honestly feels that he's the right man to take Malaga to the back
I
to La
think,
Liga?
and he said it as well. Last week he spoke with his heart, and he was angry and made a mistake. He said things he shouldn't have
Yeah.
said, but that comes from an
Yes.
emotional, I don't know, emotional outcome after a
Yes.
difficult week for him. I think, um, of course, there have been talks about him
His
in his
future.
press conference after the match, and I think that's where they would have said like the things he said. He never should said it
Yeah.
in a press
No.
conference. So I think he got blamed a bit for that, or got
Yeah.
told for that. But I also think we don't know if what Merchan said after the
Yeah.
match is true. Um, but I think things were about to happen or were close to happen, and I
Yeah.
don't think Pellicer is safe yet
No.
because
Definitely
you're
not.
never safe as a manager after losing 3 matches, winning one. I mean,
No.
if you lose another four, you're out.
Yes. Especially in the manner that we're losing the games. You know, I
Yeah,
feel personally, if you want to actually do anything in this league, you can't be getting beat by Cadiz at home. You need to be beating teams like that at home. You know, you can go and beat Deportivo the way we did, but then before that, you're putting in the kind of performances that to me looks like the players maybe aren't. I know we're talking about injuries, but the players that are there, it's like they're not pulling in the direction for the manager. Does that? Would you agree with that, Chris?
yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot going on
Yes.
that we don't know about. That there is a problem or that there has been a problem, we
Yeah.
can between Jose Maria Munoz and Pellicer and people from the club.
Yeah. It's normal for disconnect between managers and the hierarchy of the clubs. Malaga won't be the only club that's obviously got these situations. The issue that he's got is he's not getting results. Until Sunday, he wasn't getting results. So it's easy for people to pile on him. And the minute you start getting asked the same questions regarding your job, you know what I mean? That's where the board starts coming in there. Everybody's asking him the same question. Do you feel your job's safe? Do you feel you're the right person to take Malaga forward? You know what I mean? These people will be getting asked the same questions as well.
Yeah,
And there comes a point where a
things are.
decision needs to be.
It's a tense situation, and of course
Yeah,
something happened, and we just don't know if things are back okay now,
yeah,
or if they're not. The only thing we know that what we after listening today to his press conference, the only thing I can say is he tried to uh, put that aside
Yes,
by not so much talking about his situation and
yes,
trying to give the feeling that everything in his situation is all right, that he will leave Malaga
yes,
whether in Primera or in Segunda or close to Primera,
yes,
and try to put the focus on the upcoming match against
yes.
Leganes. Um, well,
You know
good news.
yourself, Chris. Sorry, Chris. Winning games of football soon takes that conversation away. So if he starts, Pellicer starts winning games, then the Toxie job go away, and then we just, do you know what I mean? The only reason that people are talking about his job is because he's not. They've not been doing well until Sunday. There was nothing you could look at that team and say, "Oh, this team's going to." You know, the only place they were going was relegation zone. They didn't look like they were going up.
But the other question is, who do you bring, and would, if you sack him, would some other manager would do a better job than Pellicer?
Well, that's the problem. This is
Injuries,
finding who's available.
another question is, how much is he really guilty,
Yeah.
Pellicer, or is it the injuries that you know what I mean?
Well, that's obviously he's got obviously that to fall back on. He can say, look, that nobody's, you know, I've got an injury list that no many teams in the league have. But just true, there is a lot of sort of important players on that injury list. So really, if you thinking, well, judge me when I've got all my players fit and
Yeah,
in the squad and ready for action. Until then, you can't really. I'm having to sort of maybe play guys out of position. I'm maybe having to play people who I want to rotate. Do you know what I mean, Chris? So he's got that where is his trump card. You know, where he can say, well, look, I've not got a fully fit squad, so there's not. I'm one hand's tied behind my back. Do you know? But
well,
at the end of the day, he needs the results need to be better. So from Sunday, that's a great stepping stone to start from. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I agree. If we continue with the news, there's good
Yep.
news for Malaga, but bad news for Isan Merino because Spain were knocked out. Spain under 20
Oh,
were knocked out after losing
yeah,
to
I've seen that.
Colombia in a key match, ending their tournament. Isan Marino ended up playing 4 matches for Spain under 20s.
Yep, very good.
It was a bit of a silly match
Yeah,
with late goals, and I don't know. He's back, so I guess he will be available, or he is available for
yep.
next Sunday. Is that good news?
I think I think that anybody who's representing certainly a country like Spain at youth level, 21 level, you're obviously a good player. So it gives you it's very good signs that the work that's been done in the academy is it's helping not just helping the first team, but you know it's helping the Spain national team. If you've got players that are going away international, I know that Nino, I think he's a Spanish under 21 as well. I know he's injured just now, but he's another one who obviously represents Spain at under 21 level. So anytime you've got players of that caliber that are going away and representing their country, it's only going to make them better. You know the kind of players that they're playing with every time they go away. Real Madrid, Barcelona, just to name a couple of teams that you know a lot of the young players will play for the team. So it's only going to help them when they come back to play for Malaga.
Yeah. Right after then we go to the injury news. Joaquin Gabilondo. Right after the match against Deportivo La Coruña, I got a message from the Malaga press department,
Yeah.
which said that Joaquin Gabilondo has got injured during the match against Deportivo and has a fracture in his right hand and won't be able to play against Leganes, and it's unknown till when
Mm.
he will be out.
So that's another one to add to the injury list.
So
The
that's
ever-growing injury list.
one of our center backs being injured. There's more news. Puga's back in training this week. He has been training progressively with the team as well as some partial training. He probably won't be available this week, but he will be back soon. I think that's
Good.
the best news we can have because I think Puga is
Yeah,
probably by far the best back we have.
yeah,
The best
I would agree.
wing back.
Yes.
Um, More news. Well, we have Puga. We had a little bit of a scary moment this week as Alfonso Herrero had a virus earlier this week and was a doubt for this week's away match against Leganes. But Pellicer said that the Malaga goalie has fully recovered and is available against Leganes. Doutor, on the other hand, won't be available due to a virus. We don't know if it's the same virus. I guess so. But he won't be available for next Sunday.
Yeah, well, it just the injury list just seems to keep growing and growing, doesn't it? You know, you get a bit of good news, but then on the other hand, you're getting more bad news than you're getting good news.
Yeah, because I think the worst news has yet to come,
Yep,
and that is Adrian Nino.
yep,
During the press conference today, Pellicer said that Adrian Nino will be out for a
yep,
longer period than they initially thought. During his
yep.
recovery, he twisted his ankle again and will be out for a longer period. Being very careful with him from now on, and he won't be back until he's fully recovered.
Is there a have they gave a timeline on that, Chris, or are they just saying he's
The
not
club
back until
the club never gives a time.
right? But I think
Even
he's
if
the one that
they
yeah,
give a time. They said that's the thing we never do.
right.
Of
Because I
course,
think he's a really good
the,
player, Nino. I really like him. I think he's a game changer.
the medical staff will probably know, and the club probably knows what
Yeah,
time for how long he will be out for, but they never mentioned it to
yeah.
the
Something
media.
better keeping that information in house. I do agree.
Then there is some big news on Altani, and we didn't talk about Altani for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie when I'm saying after 5 years doing this, I'm a bit done with Altani news.
yep,
So when the first thing when I saw the news about Altani, I wasn't very excited because that would mean that we have to talk about him again, and
yeah,
I don't think it's getting a bit boring to talk about him and to
yeah,
about the whole situation. But I understand that 99% of our listeners are very interested in this and
yes,
want to know what the status is and what the news is.
yep.
Um, so here I go again for the 999th time doing this podcast. The legal battle over Malaga CF has taken a major new turn. Blue Bay, through its lawyer Jose Carlos Aguilera, says that the public prosecutor's office now supports their request for a European arrest warrant for Sheikh Abdullah Al Thani and his two sons, sorry, three sons, Nasser, Nayef, and Rakan. An arrest warrant was already requested back in July, but a judge rejected it. It's saying it needed to be translated into Arabic and English. Blue Bay appealed, and now the appeal has been accepted. The court has cancelled the earlier decision and is giving 2 days for all parties to make their statements before a final ruling. The prosecutor argues that the Qatari authorities haven't cooperated and that the Altani family has used their residence abroad to delay the process. They say the family shows a deliberate lack of interest in defending themselves, a strategy that benefits them. Blue Bay insists that Altani has tried to ignore the case and avoid justice. Within the European arrest warrant back on the table, pressure is growing for the former owners to finally face Spanish justice and bring closure to Malaga CF long run ownership. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's one of them, Chris. It's now we're not really talking about them in a football manner anymore. It's it's legal. It's criminal now. So at the end of the day, I think they just need to face up to whatever they've done, and obviously let justice serve them what they deserve. What they done to Malaga was personally for guys like us who are fans and love the club. You know, unfortunately, there's more owners like them who are doing this to other clubs, and it's a shame. It really is. So a lot of these clubs are institutions or are big pillars of the community, and when you start, putting them into financial difficulty and other things like that, and they're almost not becoming a football club anymore. Then it's people's livelihoods. So let's hope that we can draw a conclusion to this very quickly, and we can move
Uh,
on.
yeah, it's another story in a never-ending story. It's a
Yes,
new turning point, but as long as they don't leave Qatar
yes,
with or without a warrant, it won't change
no,
anything.
and
Like it,
yourself, Chris, the Qatari government aren't going to, you
no,
know,
but
hand them over. It's
if there is a European arrest warrant, well, they just don't go to Europe anymore,
yes, exactly.
and their
So
problem is solved. So I don't
yeah,
know. I think it's good that that something is happening, that it's not a case which is dead. You know what I mean? Things
no,
are still happening in the case, but Spanish justice, or maybe justice in general, is going very
yeah,
slow, and
yeah,
this will take another
5 years,
5
probably
years,
more,
years
probably more.
till everything is solved, or till there is a, I don't know, a solution to everything that consists Altani
Yeah,
and the ownership of
yeah,
Malaga Club of Football.
yeah,
The other news is that that's the last bit of news, is that Jesus Cañadas has joined the technical staff, and now you will say, who is Jesus Cañadas?
yeah,
Well, before, he's from Granada. He's 41 years old. He's based in Marbella, and he's going to reinforce the management alongside Loren Juarez and Francisco Capote. Cañadas, with extensive experience working with Lucas Alcaraz at clubs like Levante, Almeria, and Granada, returns to Malaga CF, where he began in the youth academy and worked in the División de Honor Juvenil. He has also had stints at Atlético Malagueño and served as assistant to Fran Fernandez at Real Murcia. Cañadas has already started integrating into the club's structure.
good.
When I see clubs like Levante, Almeria, and Granada, I think he knows Malaga CF because he worked there before in the youth academy. And when I
Yep,
see those clubs like Almeria, Granada, Levante, he's a guy that can do something. I don't know what he's going to do exactly, but I think it's always good to have another technical guy looking at
yes,
football, because that's another opinion. And I think the more opinions you have,
yes.
um,
And he knows the club, which is obviously a benefit for Malaga. He knows the club. He's been there before, and obviously he's worked within other clubs as well, so he can bring something else in there as well. So it is a positive. Anybody who's going to bring something new to the coaching side is, yeah, a benefit definitely.
I think so. And definitely when people are working already, Loren Juarez is there for his third
Yes,
season. I think it's good that you have new people coming in who
yeah,
are outside the club, because when you get tunnel vision when you're working
yes,
somewhere for longer than a year or 2 years, and I think
yeah,
it's very good to have someone from the outside come
yes.
in and give their opinion on things.
I agree, Chris. I agree.
With that, we end our news section, and we're going to look at the preview for the match against Leganes this Sunday
Leganes.
at 2 o'clock. Um, Leganes are 13th on the table. They have 12 points from 9 matches, 13 goals for, and 10 against. Their last 5 results are Mirandes versus Leganes 0-0, Andorra versus Leganes, they won away again in Andorra, and Leganes versus Castellón, they lost at home against Castellón. They played their next match against Las Palmas at home, and they lost 0-1, and against Granada they won away again. The most important stat probably is that they only have gained 2 points in their away matches or in their
Yeah.
home matches this
Yes.
season. Only 2 points at home, and that was, well, if you get 2 points, it has to be two draws. But
Yes.
their points come from away matches and not from home matches.
Yeah.
A good moment
So
to travel there, I
yeah.
guess.
Well, you look at it, it's very hard to gauge where they are. They're beating Andorra away from home, who Andorra are a good side. They're well up the table. Granada are a good side. We've seen it when we played them. We were 2-0 up against them, and I think everybody thought the game was won, and then 2-2, and potentially could have been beaten. But I do think that the positive for Malaga is their home form seems to be concerning. So I think Malaga should be looking to go there and take advantage of that. I don't know if they feel under pressure from their own fans or playing in front of their own fans and they feel more at ease and express themselves more away from home. But there's definitely something about that they're not picking up points at home, but they're going away from home and they're beating teams like Andorra and Granada. So they're obviously not a bad team, but they just obviously there's something at home that it doesn't quite click for them.
I have interesting little game for you.
Yeah.
We have three former Malaga players. Can you name them?
Oh. Hmm.
One will probably be very, very difficult.
And they played with Malaga recently, like last year, or was it further back than that?
The past seasons, we can say the
Hmm.
past seasons.
No, Chris, pass.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep. Yo.
The first one is the goalkeeper, Juan Soriano.
Hmm.
The second one is Ignacio Miquel.
Right.
And the last one is Juan Cruz.
And can you remember were these players were they good players for Malaga or because I can't remember them, Chris.
Soriano was a decent keeper. After
Right.
Malaga, he went to Tenerife, and then I lost track of him a bit. Ignacio Miquel, I can't see you. No, I can see you're back. Ignacio Miquel, I really liked when he played for Malaga.
Yeah.
Um, and Juan Cruz was a huge talent for Malaga, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because after Malaga, he went to Betis, where he
Right.
played his matches, and after Betis, he went to Leganes. He was kind
Yeah.
of a
He's obviously a good player.
big. Um, so yeah, that's three of Malaga's former players. They play in a 4-4-2. That's their formation.
Yep.
Their usual lineup or their most used lineup is Juan Cruz, Jorge Sainz, Ignacio Miquel, and Franquesa, with as defenders Juan Soriano on goal. Then they have on the midfield Cisse, Guidao, Lopez, and Juanpa, and their forwards are Duck and Alejandro Millan,
Yep.
with
I'm
Millan
familiar with
being.
Duck. He
Hmm?
uh, he played for Aberdeen, so obviously I'm a Celtic fan as well. So Duck he played in the Scottish League before he went to Leganes, and he was a really good player, really good. Could play up front or played out wide. Very technical on the ball, very good dribbler. Could take people on, score goals. He let his settle down a bit. His last season at Aberdeen, I think he was trying to force a move away. He came back for pre-season. He was really overweight. Didn't really try. Eventually got his move to obviously Leganes. So I'm familiar with him. So and he has a I don't know quite what he's like in the Segunda level, but I do know that he was a good player for Aberdeen in the Scottish League. And I do know, I think he's been doing quite well for Leganes in the goal scoring and assists this year. So it's definitely a player that Malaga will need to watch carefully.
The Duck is their forward with most scorer, the club's team's
Yeah,
top scorer with 2 goals and 1 assist in 9
yeah,
appearances.
that doesn't surprise me. He was very good when he played. I remember watching him when he played in Scotland, and he was good, technically very good. Strong runner with the ball. He's got, one of these sort of like small but like very physical sort of physiques. He can run with the ball. He's not bullied off the ball very easy. So yeah, I just think that Malaga need to sort of be mindful because he's a good player.
Juan Cruz shifted to the right wing recently, contributing significantly to the team's offensive plays. So
Mm.
that's a change they made. What I can say, Juan Soriano has 3 clean sheets and a save percentage of 74.1%. It doesn't say anything really,
No,
but I think it's quite high.
yes.
And their Ruben Peña, who is a defender, his return brought stability because he has a 95% accuracy on passes.
So do we think that
Match. I don't know. It doesn't really say anything
no,
to me.
no,
I think Leganes has a problem. I don't think. I think the club Leganes and the team is under pressure because Leganes is not where Leganes should be.
yeah, yeah. They came straight back down, didn't they? They went up to La Liga. They came straight back down. I don't think they'd really done anything when they went up. And obviously expectations, you know, they're right next to Malaga in the league, aren't they? So they'd be fully expecting to be up there with the Deportivos, the Racing Santanders, but unfortunately they're not even mid-table. So looking at it from a Malaga point of view, Chris, do you expect Malaga to go there and you know expect to win the game, or do you think Malaga will be happy to come away with a point, or how do you think Malaga will go about this game on Sunday?
Well, both teams come from a win,
Yes,
so that's interesting to see. I think Leganes, their manager is more under pressure than the Malaga manager. They only
yeah,
have got 2 points from home games, so I think they are very eager, and it's going to
yes,
be a very difficult match for Malaga because you want to get that first home win of the season
yes,
to for your fans. So that's going to be really interesting. Malaga coming from a win, but lost 3 matches
yeah,
before.
yeah,
They're also going to be eager. We had Rafita last Sunday. Is he starting? I mean,
mhm,
the other ones or the new injury is Dotor. Well, he's not someone that starts for
yeah.
Malaga, and neither
Do
is
you think?
Joe
Yeah,
Gabilondo. I think most fans, I would
yeah.
say, they're happy that Joaquin Gabilondo is not playing, but
No, really.
I also think that they're not unhappy. Isan Merino is back.
Uh-huh.
I think with Joaquin Chupete scoring 2 goals, that's good for his
Yeah,
morale, and that
yeah,
brings
100%.
him.
You know
I
yourself, Chris. Strikers they play on confidence, don't they? And the fact that he's coming off with 2 goals against Deportivo, like he needs to be going into this game looking to
I
get goals.
Malaga can win because I think as
Yeah,
well that Leganes at home is very much under pressure if you didn't win
yeah,
so far after 9 matches it being in the season.
yeah.
So
And you know yourself, Chris, playing at home, the fans
yeah,
could turn on them very quickly. That atmosphere could turn very toxic very quickly for Leganes if Malaga have a bright start and start pushing them back. Then the crowd can turn, and you know yourself, Chris. Like that's where if you look at the Malaga Deportivo game, the crowd for Malaga was that was a massive boost for the players.
yeah.
That was a good
Already
atmosphere
at home.
for Alonso.
And I
Yeah,
think if Leganes start off or if Malaga starts better towards this match, I don't
Yeah,
think it takes long for Leganes fans not to boo, but
yeah.
be less happy.
Get
Be less,
very restless.
and you notice that as a player on the pitch, you notice that things are not
Yeah,
going like, and then the
yeah.
pressure comes.
You feed it.
And
Yeah, you're
how
either feeding off the
how
confidence or the negativity.
how good can Segunda Division players cope with pressure?
Yes.
And I
Well,
think for sure for Leganes, because Leganes, I would say if you are, I don't know, let's pick a team. If you are Cultural Leonesa,
yeah,
well, they are already happy that they play in Segunda División,
yeah,
for example. So their season will be much easier because their fans will
yeah,
be happy the whole season. But Leganes is a team that should
yeah,
be fighting for promotion,
yeah,
and
yes,
12th on the table didn't win a match at home. Is not going like it should go. Their top
no,
scorer has only scored 2 goals.
yeah.
Also means that they have other players who can also score goals, but it's not. I don't think it's going like they want things to go. What should Malaga do different this match, or do they have to do the same lineup? What?
So I was actually funny you say that. I was actually going to ask you, do you think there'll be any changes from Sunday's team? Barring there's no injuries, I don't see why anything would need to change. You're going to Leganes, like you say, for a wounded animal at home. Why would you not take the same kind of performance that you had against Deport and take it to Leganes, get right on them, press them high, let them make mistakes? Do you know what I mean? Get the winners attacking. I
Yeah,
just I just think that this game, like you say, is made for Malaga to have a really good start, positive start early, and then you know, I 100% agree with you. I just don't think this Leganes team is built for the playing at home. There's obviously something there playing at home that they don't like, and I think Malaga really need to take advantage of that.
I think with Iso Merino coming back,
Hmm.
that there is a chance that Iso Merino will start. I would say never change a winning team, but
Yes.
Malaga and managers are managers.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are some changes at the team because that always seemed to happen when
Yeah.
that's football. So I wouldn't change a thing because
Yeah.
the way we played against Deportivo gives me enough
Yeah.
belief that that starting 11 can win against Leganes.
100%. I agree. I just think that I could understand if yeah, the forwards played really well, but the defence looked a bit shaky. But I think across from goalkeeper to defenders, midfielders, attackers, I think everybody done themselves proud on Sunday, and everybody deserves to start the game again. So I don't see any reason why he would need to change it. Maybe he sees something through the week at training where he might, when they're looking at the analysis or the video footage of Leganes, they maybe see something that they maybe think, oh, we'll play him in there instead. They maybe see a weakness that they can exploit, maybe bringing in somebody else, maybe a formation change that would maybe suit to, you know. But I just don't see why you would need to change after
Well,
winning 3-0 against.
that's the thing a bit because Pellicer trains 5 days a week with the guys,
Yep.
and we are not there on the training. So it's of course we have an opinion and we share the opinion,
Yeah.
but we're not there the whole week to see them train and to see
Yep.
what's working and what's not working, or who has been training very well and who has not
Yep.
been
And
training.
we're not paid to pick the team. So that's obviously his job. So he will pick his team accordingly to what he feels is the best team to play. But you know yourself, Chris, it's one of them where we had the big confidence boost for Sunday. I think if we don't get a positive result against Leganes on Sunday, I just think it's going to put more pressure on Pellicer. I really do. I
Yeah, I
don't
think.
think you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think he needs to make sure that he puts the right team out to get a win because it can soon turn again. Do you know what I mean? That sort of badness towards them, the questions, do you feel your job's safe? Do you feel you're doing a good enough job? do you feel you should still be, you know, I think if we don't win on Sunday, the questions are all just going to come screaming back.
I think if you don't, well, I won't. I don't know what happens if you don't win on Sunday. I guess the pressure will be back, but double as
Yeah,
hard because you come from a winning match 3-0.
yeah, yes,
So I don't say that it will be Pellicer out
no,
after a loss against Leganes, and I think it will be stupid in a way because he won against Deportivo, who lead the table.
yeah,
I think it's important to gain points, to take away the three
yep,
points
I totally
because
agree.
that brings you in a positive dynamic. And I
Yes,
think if you want to end this season in a good way, you have to pick up enough points
yeah,
uh, along the first half of the season because in Holland we say the cup is half full,
yeah,
and that's in a moment where you're losing and there's no way up or
yes,
no way. You know what I mean?
yes. I know. I totally get it. I just think that after Sunday's result, if he was to go there, start changing players, maybe change the formation, and he doesn't get a result, it falls on him, Chris. That falls on
Yeah.
him.
But
Do you know what I
also
mean?
because the team motivation also goes down, and you get in this
Yes,
spiral. And I
yeah,
think we're not in that spiral. But if you lose the upcoming 3 or 2 matches, you get in a negative spiral, and
yes,
that's a point where you don't want to get your players in because once you get in that negative spiral, it's very very hard to come out. And
no,
we've
you're
seen that
right.
the last few seasons, except for the one we got promoted. But once you get in a negative spiral, Malaga doesn't come out very well, and it's going
No,
to be a
and
long season then.
yeah,
Um,
no,
Before we stop this, well, we end the talks about the preview.
yeah.
Do you have a result for upcoming Sunday?
I am going to go. I'm going to go for 2-1 Malaga. We're going to continue the winning pattern. We're going to take the confidence from Sunday's game against Deport. We're going to go away to Leganes and we're going to win. We're going to win 2-1. And do you want goal scorers or do you just want a
No,
score
just
prediction?
just a prediction. I'm
Yeah,
going to
2-1 for me. 2-1 for me.
0-1 Malaga. I think
Well,
we'll.
the good thing
I,
is,
I think we have to stay positive. If
yes,
we're positive, nobody's positive.
well, that's
Uh,
it.
I
And
think,
we both went for wins. So, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's a good start. Nobody's nobody's looking at, oh no, I think we'll get beat. I do think that there's a lot of positive to take for Sunday. And I just think that, like you said, Chris, I totally agree. The minute you start taking that confidence away from the players, you can start getting into a rut. You can
yeah,
start sinking into and you don't want that. They players, that squad, their confidence will be at its highest after that result on Sunday. So why would you want to try and take anything away from that? You put the same guys out. If you feel like you need to change it second half, do that. But there's absolutely no way that you need to change anything or, you know, drop anyone or take anyone out because they'll be like, well, I had probably one of my best games that I've had this season and I'm not in the team. So that
yeah,
doesn't help players. Just put the same team out unless you really need to make a change and then, let the players take it from there. And if you need to make changes second half, then, you've got players there to do that. But I just don't see any reason why he would feel the need to change anything. But that's just my personal opinion.
yeah. I do agree with you there. Before we say goodbye, we always have the Malaga Culture Club. That's what I'm calling it since today. The Malaga Culture Club,
Love it.
bringing you something from Malaga. And with Malaga needing a win, I thought, where do you go to for a bit of faith? Well, you go in Spain, people go to the Catholic Church,
Yep.
and that's a bit where this is about. In the heart of Malaga, on top of a hill overlooking the city, stands the Basilica of Santa Maria de la Victoria, home to La Virgen de la Victoria, the city's beloved patroness. Her story begins in 1487 when the image was brought to Malaga by the Catholic monarchs after the Reconquista. Crafted in wood and richly painted, some believe it was created by a German sculptor and gifted to Ferdinand the Catholic by Emperor Maximilian I. Over the centuries, the image has been carefully restored, preserving the delicate artistry of the Virgin and Child. The basilica itself, inaugurated in 1700, grew from a small 15th century chapel into a majestic church, becoming one of Malaga's spiritual and cultural treasures. In 2007, Pope Benedict the 16th elevated it to the rank of minor basilica, recognizing its historical and religious importance. Beneath the church lies a Baroque crypt, the final resting place of the Counts of Buenavista. Today, visitors can explore the crypt, marveling at its ornate architecture while reflecting on the lives of those interred there. The Virgin's devotion in Malaga is profound. In 1876, Pope Pius IX officially declared Santa Maria de la Victoria the patroness of Malaga, cementing her role as a protector and symbol of faith for the city. Her altar, traditionally adorned with delicate mantles, became a focal point of reference until recently. A famous designer from Paris, Ches Paquin, you can see as the Christian Dior of today, was
Uh,
commissioned to create a modern luxurious mantilla for the Virgin, well intended as a tribute blending haute couture with devotion. The new design sparked controversy. Many faithful felt the bold patterns and the unconventional materials clashed with the solemnity and centuries old traditions of the altar. The piece, though stunning as a fashion statement, was widely considered too flashy for the sacred image, and parishioners voiced their disapproval. Eventually, the church returned to the traditional lace mantilla, honoring the long-standing costumes and the deep spiritual connection of the community with the Virgin. Today, the Basilica welcomes the faithful and tourists alike. They're open from Monday to Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and on Saturdays and Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. The church invites all to experience its rich history, art, and spirituality. Standing before the altar of La Virgen de la Victoria with her traditional mantilla restored, one cannot help but feel the centuries of devotion, the city's history intertwined with faith and enduring presence of Malaga's beloved patroness.
Superb.
Have you ever been to the church?
I've not, Chris. No, I've not. I've not. When we used to go up to Malaga, it was just basically train from Benalmadena up, off the train, straight up. We would go to the football stadium. Mum would go to El Corte Inglés, the big shopping centre,
Yeah,
and then we would. I remember going to Picasso's, the Picasso Museum. I remember
yeah.
going there when I was younger. It was I had I think it was a history thing at school, and it was to do with Picasso. So I managed to obviously get some photos there. But just that Malaga's a lovely city, Chris. The more places you can learn and pick up and where to go for people like yourself who are from the area. For me, I'm in and out maybe once a year, maybe not as often anymore, but whenever I'm over, I do. I like to explore the place. So any kind of attractions or tourist attractions that locals can give you, then you're definitely going to want to go and explore them because, like I say, it's a lovely city.
I think that 99% 99% of the people who visit Malaga, or 99.9%,
Yeah.
don't visit that church or
Probably not. No.
and why? Because it's just outside the city center. It's very good to walk there. You can
Yeah.
walk to there. It's not that far, but people don't know who it is. Nobody knows who it is. I think from the outside, it's a very old, nice looking church.
Yeah.
But from the inside, it's the most beautiful church
Yeah.
I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Because
The tapestry in some of these
where the
churches just
patroness
yeah.
where the patroness is standing,
Yeah.
um, because he stands near the altar,
Yeah.
it looks like, I don't know. It's because it has a it has a space above it, and
Right.
it's like the stairway to heaven. Probably it's
Right. Got you.
the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Have you ever
Uh,
been to Scotland, Chris? Have you ever been to Edinburgh? Like some of the buildings in Edinburgh, like I know, like the churches and some of the like we've got some really, really old church buildings that
I've
that's basically why the tourists come over. They just spend all day standing in Edinburgh just taking photos of these old buildings and old churches because we've got buildings that you know some countries are older than some countries, you know what I mean? And people like like the locals are like, why would they want to? But that's what they maybe don't have that in their country. So you can
well,
understand but some of the buildings are beautiful, some of the
but
churches. So
you
I
can
could
also visit the tombs. I visited the tombs of the
oh did you?
Buena. It's it's an amazing tomb. I mean, that church. If you ever went to Malaga, or if you go to Malaga often,
Yeah,
the chance is very, very big that you have never seen this church from the inside.
yeah.
It's spectacular. If you have the chance when you're over in Malaga, the patroness of Malaga is there, so it says something.
I'll
It's
definitely need to try it.
it's the patroness of Malaga. It's the most. I mean, she's the one that is the image of Malaga.
Yeah,
La Victoria. I mean,
yeah,
there is a beer called after La Victoria. I mean, it says a lot.
yes.
Victoria. That
You know
image
yourself, Chris. Yeah,
is, and when you are there, you will see what I mean with the stairway to heaven.
yeah,
I'm going to look, um, because now that we're here,
yeah.
and for the people watching on YouTube, and if you're not watching on YouTube, get over to our YouTube channel, because I'm looking if I can see if I can
It's
find
very hard to persuade the kids to want to go and look at a church, Chris. It's either when you're over at Torremolinos Water Park, the beach. You know what I mean? It's very hard to. Do you want to go to the church? And the kids are like, I'm not walking all the way to a church.
I
You know
know,
what I
but I
mean?
also know that
I love
that
walking when I'm on holiday. It's just them. They're so lazy. They didn't. Obviously, the heat. I'm tired. I'm hot. It's like, come on. We're on holiday. Let's explore the place a bit. Let's see it. You know what I mean? It's like the
I mean,
apartment, the pool. It's,
it is very difficult. But I also think that if you are in Malaga,
totally
uh,
agree. I totally agree.
and I know that
I just find it very hard to.
a lot of our listeners like what we. Now I can't find it. Wait. Are have been to Malaga a lot of times, and I
Yes.
also understand that a lot of them probably never visited the church because it's a hidden gem.
Yeah.
This
You need
true
to
hidden
actually be going looking for it rather than just come across it.
yeah. You have to know it, you have to search it, and it's not something like every tourist does. It's not a place you will uh, walk there, or it's a place that is on the route of how do you call it, of people who visit the city, like
Yeah,
tourists visiting the city. I mean, that's not.
no,
Here it is.
they want to go shopping or
I
want to go and
mean,
eat food there. Yeah,
I'm trying to get it in. I don't know why. Look,
ah, wow, oh wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, we don't have
crazy.
anything like that in Edinburgh. I thought our churches were nice, but that's a different kind of nice. That
This is a different thing, isn't it?
just like look at the walls, Chris, like and that'll all be like handmade. That'll be that proper. Yeah, that's lovely.
But when you see
Yeah,
the church from the
beautiful.
inside, it's not
Yeah,
the church itself is not a church with a lot of decoration.
right.
It's a very simple church. But at
Yeah,
the end, where the altar is,
yes.
there's this tower, and that's where the patroness of Malaga is. And when you see the picture, I don't know, it looks like a stairway to heaven, or I don't know what it
Yeah, it
looks.
does. You can just see the lights coming in the windows over the statue, don't you? It's
Yeah,
lovely.
and you don't see it until you really are at the background of the church.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, so that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
lovely.
the tomb as well. That's also crazy because
Yeah.
I'll get this away. Remove. Um, I'm taking a look if I can find the tomb as well. If you are bored and listening on Spotify, I can understand, or any other. Um,
You're
I
missing
don't.
a lovely photo.
Yeah, switch over to YouTube. Then you understand what we're
Yeah.
talking about. I will show you the tomb as well because we never do this with images, but this is such important or such a beautiful place that if you really like Malaga, and I think all our listeners, um,
I
or
think
all
anybody
that
who wants to go to Malaga, Chris, and are looking for hidden gems, these are the kind of places that you want to tell people to go. Everybody knows the shops and the eateries and and the Casalario and stuff like that, but it's like places like that not a lot of people know about that, make a big difference.
I am back. Are you still there, Caleb?
You there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm there.
Can't hear
Um,
you.
I, oh, you can't hear me. I got too excited. One
Sound
second.
out. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Well, then we just end things here. Thank you for listening to the Malaga Insiders. My name is.
My sound just totally went there, Chris. I
Uh,
can see you, but I can't. It's just crackling.
I'm back. Here I am. That was the Malaga Insiders for this week. Um, my name is Chris Marquez. Thank you, Caleb. You can hear me, but thank you for joining us this week. And vamos, Málaga.